Okay, we are live. Good. Let's Yo guys, Coach Theo here. Theo here. Both the coach and the regular Theo is here. Yes, I'm just trying. I don't really have much more going on today, so I figured why not try a live. I don't know what are the best times to have live. It's like I have too few subscribers to be able. It's so random how many people show up. But yeah, I always get stressed out about I don't want dead air, for someone watching it back. It's just less likely they're gonna watch the thing if I'm all quiet at times. But today I figure let's just stick around. Let's focus on the live part. And when people are here, I'll talk to you guys, engage with you guys, because of course it's always much easier to find stuff to talk about when there's activity in the chat. And then if we have some good clips and there be some dead air or something, I guess I'll just cut out the clips, upload them separately. I actually thought I started this stream once because I'm not good with the technology. It looked like in the YouTube studio as if I was live, but apparently I wasn't. So now we are live. I have OBS now, so I can actually like bring stuff up on the screen if we want to. If someone has like a clip or something that you think I should be watching. For now, we just have John Adams that says, I'm repairing holes in the floorboard, so probably can't type much in, but I'll be listening. Notification only popped up about 10 minutes ago. Otherwise, I've planned a proper time to sit and engage. Well, I appreciate that, and I understand. It was a spontaneous idea, so yeah. I'm just counting or hoping that some people will spontaneously be able to watch. But it's not, the unfortunate thing is, you know, like with the people in the States. I'm not sure. I don't remember where you're from, John. But with the people in the States, it's more like in the morning. And of course, some people are gonna, or like forenoon, and some people are gonna be at work, of course, or like that. Because, yeah, there are Europeans following this channel as well, but there's a whole bunch from the States. And it's one thing with uploading videos, of course, but with lives, it's just kind of hard to sync like that. But it is what it is. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I have something to talk about, but there's not many people here now. So I'm always like, should I wait? Okay, John Adams is from the UK. Yeah, I thought you're probably not from the States. Yeah, but I do have something to talk about, but it's always like there's not many people here. But I guess it's for the people watching back. But I did one of these dopamine fasts this week. I didn't really do a video about it or anything. Just mentioned in a video that I will be doing one. But I started a fast on Sunday evening till Wednesday. And of course, my main vices on a dopamine fast to be away from is caffeine, coffee, nicotine, snus, tobacco pouches that I both think are completely fine and even beneficial to some extent at the right dose. But since I've used especially the snus way too much in the past times, stressful times, I tend to lean on it just a little bit too much. And yeah, these dopamine fasts are just incredible. It's not like they eliminate the addiction altogether, but if you can stay away from just everything, like eat food, also, I was not on my phone at all. I was on the computer, but on no other social media than some YouTube in the evening. But if you stay away from everything, it's like the fastest way to stump an addiction like that. Robert Majaj, I don't know how to pronounce that. Sunny Chicago here. Yo, what's up? Good to see you. Again, I can see that the viewer count isn't really accurate then. Um, but yeah, so I did. So sometimes I've been thinking about the dopamine fast. Like, do you want to do it dry or do you want to do it wet with salt water? And I think with a dry fast, it's just a bigger effect all over. It's like a bigger kick when you're done with a fast, a bigger hormonal boost like that. But something like nicotine, you actually excrete through the urine. So drinking more water will actually like clean out more. So I did it the opposite way this time. I was just drinking a whole bunch of water. I was in the sauna, just kind of circulate a lot of water through my system. And yeah, since I broke the fast on Wednesday morning, and I used 4 of these on that day, and I think 5 yesterday, and I'm on my 4th right now. I put the goal that I don't want to go over 6, so I'm doing well so far. I've had 3 espressos, spread out from morning, somewhere between the morning and lunch, and 1 at lunch. Um, and yeah, I feel optimistic. I really have a goal. Like I always have a goal to use less, but I somehow just feel I was like surprised at how good I've been at staying away from it, like decreasing the. And to use as a comparison, like when I use this the most, I will go through one whole of these in a day, and it's like 24 in here. So 6, cutting it by 75% is a goal, but I've even gone below since then. Okay, John Adams, what are your thoughts about those fasts for general mental health? I'm going through what I guess I put down to a grief/loss big time at the moment. Impacts on the desire to get to the gym, etc. Um, and then you follow up. My main idea at the moment is just constant distraction. Hence, I'm fixing the house, doing all the jobs that need doing to keep busy and occupy my mind. So that, I think, is the wrong approach altogether. Like, I know it's tempting because grief, it's like scary to go there. I think you saw my video, Lean Into the Pain, right? Because I think you commented on that. Um, that there is like sort of a balance. Like, if you can't take it all on at once, that's one thing. But you're kind of, it's difficult now or difficult later mode. You're kind of because you're gonna have to, if you don't process and let the emotions out, let yourself feel them fully, you're gonna be holding on to them, and then it's more like a slow burn, or it's gonna keep wearing you down instead. So I would urge you to actually sit and feel these emotions and let yourself be like grief, loss. You're not specific about what it is, but yeah, you're gonna have to feel it at some point. And I think I took an example in that video that I had a point where something I was very sad about, and I could feel it like come out, but I was too scared then to go there, and I ended up becoming like numb instead, like just all dead. It's like the bad parasympathetic mode when you're shut down, uh, like you're not in a fight or flight state, but you're like kind of actually, like that kind of stuff is going on, but you're just shut off, and you just feel like a zombie. It's not a pleasant feeling at all, and that's kind of what happens when you don't process the emotions. But fasts for general mental health, I think, are good. Like last year, when I just had a sort of like, I don't know, general depression. I was just a little bit like lost, not enthusiastic, not seeing at any like. I didn't experience much progress, and I was like, And what a fast will do, it kind of brings you back to reality in a sense that when you haven't eaten for a few days, many of these more abstract worries and stuff, unclear stuff that we just have time to feel and experience in this modern society, uh, you can kind of get a perspective when you haven't eaten for a few days. So I felt like every time I did a fast like that, I kind of could look at my situation from the outside and just appreciate smaller things more in that fasted state. When it's actually something big, I mean, I think back to when I did that dry fast. It's a video that people will come back to every once in a while. And like just recently in the week, someone commented, it's called like, I cry because I can't believe my depression is gone. And I wasn't depressed at the time, but during, like, in fact, I was feeling great. But during that fast, it was as if when there was not room for anything else, it just hit me like how happy I was with this. So I think fasting is good for introspection in general, but all this being said, of course, just fasting won't just remove whatever you're grieving and you're sorry for or sad about in your life. So, but it could be a tool on the way, you know. I guess that's what I'd say. Yeah. Okay. Haven't had all that many people yet. I'll just stick around. It's like I say, just don't like when I'm quiet on these. But gotta be patient. See if people show up. Huh, what is this? Uh, hmm. So I can ask questions in the chat, like a vote or something. I can send myself a super chat. That's great. Makes sense, John says. Well, I'm happy. What's this? Like, I could have a like it's a frågestund in Swedish, Q&A or something. Um, and what does that matter? I can just ask you anyway. Just ask you, what's the point? Now I'm thinking, because I'm quite good at just going on, just talking. But of course, it's always better interacting with the chat. But I'd so much like to do more streams, but YouTube isn't really the main streaming platform. I've been thinking if I should be going on any other sites, John Adams, lol, I don't like it, but it makes sense. I mean, like what I had to say, like not whatever you're going through. I mean, if you want to share any details about it, that's always interesting. But that's up to you, of course. Yeah. I'm just looking at YouTube now, if there's anything I want to bring up on the screen. I've been watching this guy a little on and off, Circa. Kind of like him. I like aspects of him. He's funny. It's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine to sometimes follow a little bit of. But it's not that. Like he has some cool insights too, but kind of internet drama with these streamers and stuff. It's kind of fun. We're living in such weird times. Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. I'll be patient. Stick this out. See if we get some more people in a bit. Now, you'd think that when the channel grows that you get more viewers, but it hasn't really been like that. I remember one stream I did randomly back when I had like 1,000 subscribers, and it was just like 20 people, which is good for me. It was at a very random time and everything. I have no idea. So unpredictable. Right now, we've had like 10 different people peaking at 3 at the same time. Is the audio okay?
Time and everything. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
it's decent. Hmm. I have a friend, one of, I have a friend, no, one of my friends. He sends these, like he always sends reels and stuff that he thinks is funny, and I often don't really think it's all that funny, kind of childish stuff. Every once in a while, see, I can't bring up whatever I see here on the screen. Yeah.
Now abusing, unfortunately, which is called a melanocyte stimulating hormone. When you get sunlight, you release this melanocyte. It makes your skin tan. It actually causes pigmentation, not by tanning because it burns your skin a little bit. The melanocytes are darkening your skin. Does it on the inside too? Well, so melanocyte stimulating hormone does two things. It causes pigmentation and it reduces appetite. What's the one group on this planet of people that want to be tan and reduce their appetite? Pose. Body.
It's kind of funny, interesting actually. Hmm. Melanocyte. I saw this. I'm thinking if I want to do more content like this, just, commenting on the world a little bit. Um, like way before I even started this channel, that's what I saw myself doing if I was like a YouTuber or streamer or something. Not, I guess I was thinking political back then, but I don't necessarily mean political, but, commentary on society. Um, where is it? Uh, mess. My technology, computer, phone, always gets messy, hard to find what I'm looking for. Uh, yeah, I saw this, like a post on Reddit or something. My kids hate me and are ashamed. I have 3 kids, twins, 14 years old, male, and my daughter, 16 years old, female. I started doing OnlyFans in 2020. I had divorced my husband the previous year. I did it because I thought I would feel empowered by it, and I thought I'd make some money out of it. 2 years passed by. My account is now semi-successful until tragedy struck. My pictures were spread around. Me and my kids live in a small town. All 3 of my kids started to get bullied and made fun of. I immediately closed my account and regretted everything. All 3 of my kids started almost hating me immediately. My daughter's boyfriend broke up with her. She started slut shaming me. My son stopped talking to me. This has been going on since mid last year. Ah, hmm. Um, my daughter and my sons came to me last week and told me they wanted to go live with their dad, and my heart broke. I've been trying to fix our relationship since last year, and I've apologized countless times. They're having none of it. I just want my babies back. My daughter keeps talking badly about me to her brothers. I feel like such a horrible mother. I want help. I want to find a way to fix this. I'm depressed. I posted on many subs. I just need some help, please. But that's the thing. You can't really fix a thing like that. It's like, yeah. I mean, I don't really approve of anyone doing OnlyFans, but if you have kids, it's just so, it's kind of child abuse, to be honest. And, well, she's getting what she deserves, really. Just want to see, I see you have some stuff in the chat. I just want to see who that was. Ah. Okay. Robert Machaj. Uh, I need to lose at least 30 pounds. What steps would you start with? Well, what are you doing right now? What are you doing right now? Like, because, anything right now. Have you lost weight up until this point? What is your life like right now? Like, because steps you would start with, it's like count calories, eat in a deficit, lift weights that you should be doing anyway, get a lot of steps in. So, this is what I like though. This is like an opportunity. You could get some free coaching here if you just follow up. Tell me about your situation more. Because there's many ways you can lose 30 pounds, right? So, like, start with, it's like anything that puts you in a deficit. So, please tell me more. John Adams, that would be good. You commenting on other videos, entertaining, and people seem to like that stuff. I'm sure most of Greg Doucette's videos are just him commenting on other people's situations. Yeah, I don't quite want to be Greg Doucette, Like, yeah. I mean, I understand why he does it the way he does it, but yeah. I mean, there's a whole lot of drama. I, I mean, while I can find some of those things entertaining, I don't know. I don't quite know what it would look like, if I did that. But I guess, yes, still, a little bit of what he's doing, I could see myself doing. I guess it's also, it is kind of a good way to educate people. So not only have this is how you lose weight, or this is how you build muscle, like videos like that, but actually looking at other videos like that and critiquing them, giving your perspective. Like, this is why I agree with this, I don't agree with this because of this, that kind of thing. Yeah. See. Hmm. Yeah. I tried today. I said I posted a video before this about. You see. Well, see a guy squatting with his feet very narrow. That looked good. Cool. Um. No, I posted a video about number one, muscle building hack, a natural muscle building hack. It's not really a hack, but proper programming. Like, when you have everything down, you train hard, you use correct form, you eat enough to support muscle growth, you recover well, you sleep well. The best thing you can do to ensure and optimize speed up gains is to program properly. So I tried today. For me, my biceps is a very stubborn body part. um, yeah, it's just been difficult to grow them, and I've always trained them at the end of upper or pull sessions. So I tried today smashing the biceps first. It'll be interesting to see, because like my arm, actually, if I pull it together now, it actually cramps. So I have to be careful. Something is specifically the arms, both triceps and biceps. When I hit them, they can cramp. Yeah, yeah, so interesting. No other muscle behaves like that for me. I wonder why. I wonder if you can see it. See it there? When it loosens. There. So interesting. Now it doesn't really hurt. Before it cramped so hard, it actually hurt. Ah, okay, now it starts to hurt again. That's so strange. Why only the arms? Robert, if you have anything more there, I'd be happy to give you input. But yeah, it's just, need to lose at least 30 pounds. There's so many ways to do it. So yeah, I would need to know more to give a more specific answer like that. I tried the video in Swedish, um, just kind of see if I can draw in some more of my countrymen to the channel. Would be fun. Wow, I'm still peaked at 3 viewers at the same time. Mm-mm-mm. Is there any fun snake diet video? Comment on. Still one of the top results. Is the snake diet harming people's health? I remember that video. Completely, yeah. They know they're going in for the kill from the start. I hate that so much, you know. It's like they're not trying, they're not like curious, like, oh, what do you think about this? Do you think it could be harmful? It's just like painting someone as the villain. Oh, someone more like that's like, oh, street monk. Huh. I climbed over a fence and ripped a tendon on left bicep. Week 4, still recovering. Well, that sucks. Like how um how does it affect your training? Like, can you do any pulling work at all and pushing without like aggravating it at lower weights or something, or do you have to stay off it completely? Because most times you can do something, you know, but you're just very limited. Like I remember my first major injury was the shoulder, and it affected like all pushing. The only thing I could do for chest that I found was like a cable fly from a high to low angle. So I would just smash like 5 to 10 sets of that at my chest stuff. But at least, you know, it's at least something to maintain the muscle. Probably can't get stronger on a bench press, for instance, only doing flies. But it was something I could do. But man, that was just terrible. I was so stupid, you know, like I've been feeling here on the front, and I'm like, but it's probably fine, it's probably fine. And then I did it on a day when I was still a bit sore, and I just remember something like, and then everything. Sometimes, you know, an immediate reaction from the body when something breaks is to like kind of contract everything around it. So I remember the chest was completely contracted like that. It's kind of amazing. I have one of these massage pistols. It's actually pretty good for like immediate. It can't. You're never gonna heal an injury with something like that. But I could like take away this like protection contraction or whatever we're gonna call it. But yeah, I couldn't bench press or do dips for like 9 months or something. I had to be very patient with recovery work. Um, I could do shovel work, digging holes in a garden, but I avoid pull-ups on a bar. It still hurts. That's interesting. You could do shovel work. Like, is that something you work with, or do you see is like do you actually work out with a shovel? Since you say like I can do shovel work, but I avoid pull-ups. That's interesting. Hello, LA Meth Witch. Good to see you here. Please like. Do you have any good topic or question for me? I would be happy if we could get a stream going. And yeah, upvote, just like LA Meth Witch says. LA Meth Witch is an original OG of the channel. I'm curious, I always get notifications when you comment and stuff because you get that from bigger channels and you have like 8.5k subs or something, but you have no videos. So I'm curious, did you like post stuff at one time and then just erased it or privated it all? Hi, bro. Hi, Akshay M. Do you have any question, anything on your mind, any topic you want to know more about? I'll be very happy. I'm happy to see some people now. We can get a stream going, actually. Robert again. I walk between 7 to 20k steps a day, but drink 2 to 3 energy drinks. Also, sweet, sugary foods are common in my daily diet. Okay, but okay, the energy drinks are they like calorie free or with sugar? Because of course that would be an idea to switch to sugar free energy drinks at least. Sweet sugary foods are common in my daily diet. Well, remove them. Like you could I mean, it's about the calorie deficit in the end, you know. But I mean, that's probably not going to help. Like you're gonna have to be in a calorie deficit. You should count calories. Should not necessarily remove carbs, but sugary stuff. I mean, especially if it's junk, that's not good. I mean, it's gonna be easy to trigger overeating. But you should eat high protein. Count your calories, put yourself in a deficit. Like, how tall are you and what do you weigh? Do you hit the gym at all? I mean, you walk a lot at least. That's good. LA Meth Witch. I'm working out daily now. Home workouts. Nice. What kinds of home workouts do you do? Used to upload. Conspiracy videos. Wow, I like that. You know, I could see myself going into that kind of stuff. Could watch stuff like that on the stream. I have OBS now, so I can bring stuff up. Not it doesn't have to be conspiracy stuff, but yeah. Street Monk, sure. I help out with garden work, like helping plant trees and dig out old garbage. Lots of work with shovel. Interesting. Nice. Oh, 99 99 cents of Australian dollars from LA Metwitch. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, that's 6.99 Swedish crowns. So yeah, I'm getting paid for this one. Uh, oh man, I would so much like to be able to get a bigger streaming audience because I think this is where I could really like thrive or blossom or whatever. Um, Mativos Kidane, I'm probably butchering the names, but are cakes fine in moderation? Like fine for what? Fine for who? Like absolutely. Like I actually myself, I'm just about to go on a bulk, and I will keep the majority of the food like clean. Just potatoes, meat, vegetables, fruits, some juice. Juice is fine for someone like myself because I am very active, high metabolism. I'm not gonna over indulge in it. Eggs, stuff like this. But I did actually have some blueberry pie today. It's like homemade. My mom picked blueberries in the wild, and like cakes, a cake or pie like that is like I don't remember all the ingredients now, but you could argue that some of the, a bit of gluten or something, like, or maybe it isn't optimal, but it's also not necessarily optimal to stay away. I see a good question here I'm going to come to. It's not necessarily optimal to stay away from something like gluten completely because you weaken yourself so much. It's kind of a hormesis to expose yourself a little bit. So now that I'm about to go into a little calorie surplus, I don't mind having a little, like today, like the blueberry pie is what puts me in the surplus. But look, it's blueberries. It's some just butter. It's some healthy stuff in there, and it's low sugar. This one, and yeah, if I ate the whole pie, it wouldn't be good. But if I am at a reasonable surplus that include a blueberry pie, and I am healthy otherwise, I exercise, I walk a lot, I sleep well, I get my sunlight, I lift weights, I don't even see it as a cheat. So the answer would be yeah, it can be fine, but some people like should stay away from that stuff. Like I've been extremely strict at times when I felt like I'm still changing, like when still feel like I am tempted to do too much of these things. So you see, at one point when you aren't really food addicted anymore, you are in control of what you eat, then absolutely. And my go-to would be something like a homemade cake or pie because a lot of the ingredients you know more what's in there, right? It's not going to be a bunch of like artificial ingredients like that. So it's actually when I cheat, and I don't even view as cheat, but that's the kind of thing that I would prefer over like highly processed sugary candy or like chips deep fried in the seed oils and shit. um Element which YouTube nuked me, can't upload now. Well, that's unfortunate. You were too red pilled or something. uh, okay, yeah, actually, do you practice NoFap? No, like kinda. I'll tell you, but I've been thinking. I have a video about NoFap versus LowFap, and that's kind of still my stance. But I feel like I should do an updated version. So what I do is I'm definitely against porn, of course, um, but I also think something like masturbation should you shouldn't overdo it. But especially as a man, I don't see necessarily that you have to like just stop doing it altogether. That's kind of unnatural too, when you have that, when it's so available to you. So my stance is kind of like low fap, but you could do something like no fap as an intervention if you're like struggling if you have problems with like porn and fapping. It's going to be hard to just start doing it in a more reasonable way. So maybe you'd want to do no fap for a long time, but I haven't even talked about this on the channel, but I did NoFap this summer for like 2 months, just because like I'll try it. I didn't really notice any difference from it, And I'm sure some religiously no-fappy guy would say you didn't go long enough or something. But the thing is, I've gone years doing this kind of low-fap approach, like watching no porn, never, fapping more than once or maybe twice per week. So low fap would be my thing. I think if you do that long term, it's pretty much the same thing as doing no fap for a few months. So that would be my stance. Like extremes are rarely the answer. But the balance would be like very little. But if you're struggling with this, going on a no fap routine could be a good idea. Um, Robert Machaj, do you work out every day? What is your gym regiment? I kind of do. Like, I have my thing with no rest days, just less days, right? I see some people coming in and ask more in the question. I'm happy. The legend himself. Hi, Theo. Hi, Dan. What's up? Good to see you guys. I'm happy. I have my philosophy of kind of no rest days, just less days. And it's kind of, because you're gonna have to rest from the gym heavy training sometimes. Like you can overtrain. It's just that it's not most people's problem. But for someone like myself, it could be. But what I mean when I say no rest days, just less days, is kind of like, the work on the self never stops. Like when you actually rest, it's like, it's actually the work in a sense. Like, yeah, I have to rest, but you also do it actively. Like a rest day doesn't mean I'm just lying on my ass. It does not mean I'm just lying on my ass doing nothing. So right now I actually have a split where I have something scheduled for each day. And instead of having scheduled rest day, I will take a day out when I feel like it. I will either do a few days of lighter workouts or actually take one or two rest days. But my schedule right now, very happy with my split. It's like a Monday, I do upper body workout. Tuesday, I do lower body workout. Wednesday is sort of a misc day. When I started training like these like weak body parts, and my core, not necessarily weak, but I haven't done as much direct ab work lately, or lately, I mean, but up until lately. So I train my abs, I train my neck. I started training my neck. Yeah, I can actually see some gains already. And I train my calves on that day. And then I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, push pull legs, and then on Sunday I have a misc day again. So you see, I have a 7 day split like this. But as I say, I will intuitively when I just feel like, okay, I actually need to recover now. I might even go to the gym and feel it out because sometimes when you get going, it just turn out that I just had a slow start this day. But if I like hit an exercise and like, nah, I just can't do what I should be able to do, then I will take a step back. So you see, I don't schedule rest most of the times, but I would for some people, like clients that are newer to this. Like I'm quite advanced. I have just such high work capacity at this point. Good, more people, more questions, please. Um, yeah, I remember you, Niekas. I'm just gonna see what else we have here. Never skip neck day, right? uh, uh, yeah, so yeah, okay, 11 method, which asked about NoFap too. I said that too. LA method, which how much water per day, and do you use Celtic salt? I have had Celtic salt. I don't have that one now, specifically that one, but I have an unprocessed like sea salt. Sea salt unprocessed. I'm sure it's something like the Celtic salt there has like more trace minerals and that, but I think, as long as you go with one that isn't processed like this and is from the sea, it's going to be a good one. Um, yeah. And how much water per day? That's one thing. I'm very much with Stan Efferding of the vertical diet here. It's kind of, if you follow the channel, it's kind of the diet I follow. But like you've been given the ability to tell if you're thirsty. Most people, like you're gonna be able to tell yourself if you're drinking too little. You're gonna get fatigued. You're gonna get lightheaded. You're gonna get dry mouth or something. So and it depends so much. Like in the winter, sometimes I notice that I barely drink any water at all, like except a glass with salt in the morning. But then I just eat food. There's water in the food, and I won't be sweating much because it's not hot outside. While in the summer, sometimes I drink so much more, and it's just my intuition. So I wouldn't say that you need any certain amount of water, you'll be able to tell. And as long as you have a little bit of salt with the water, you can't really drink too much either. Like if you drank 10 liters of tap water or something, you just flush out electrolytes. But you see, there's no really, you're going to be able to tell. If you don't feel dehydrated, weak or something, it's fine. How to fix binge eating at late night. Drink when thirsty, exactly. How to fix it. I mean, like so lately, I'm thinking sometimes, like because of course the thing is just don't do it. But like your question is like, how do I do that? Well, it's one of those things. You have to be so persistent in having this goal of not doing it, and it's a fine balance with not judging yourself and being all upset at yourself if you do it, because it never works. But also you can't let yourself get away with it, like make excuses for it. It's like this shift. If you currently often find yourself binging late at night, that's something that's just programmed deep into you. That's something that's going to come to your mind. Your body is going to be like, yes, it's time to binge. And you're just going to have to be disciplined and push through it enough times so that your body, that isn't your go-to, that you don't react in this way. And you're never going to be able to be perfect on the way there. So it's like, as much as possible, when you do slip up and binge at night, like, okay, back to business the next day, as soon as possible. Like, if I think of myself, I wasn't the biggest binger, but I definitely had to actively go against eating stuff when I started this, and I would slip up here and there. But it's like, don't let it escalate. Like, get back to it, and eventually, I can remember times when I felt like I've been on this so long. Am I really gonna have to like feel like I'm like forcefully not eating this stuff for so long? And now for a couple of years at least, or kind of as since I started doing the snake diet, fasting, I just don't struggle with things like that at all. So it's really that, just persistence in going against it. And it's going to take pure willpower and discipline. It's because it's not your default at the start. Magnesium powder, B vitamin supplement, good idea or not necessary? I would say most B vitamin supplements are not necessary when you eat a lot of meat and stuff. I mean, there are some you can take because they're just good on their own, like inositol. I think that's like B9. Could be a good like supplement in the evening to wind down. It's kind of anti-anxiety, chills you out a bit. Um, yeah, so you could supplement with some B vitamins. I just don't really think you have to if you eat your eggs and meat, stuff like that. Magnesium can be an idea. It's one of the more difficult ones to get via diet. I like magnesium biglycinate. It's also good in the evening for sleep. So I think magnesium is one of the because as much as possible, we're going to address vitamin and micronutrient needs via food, natural ways. I'd say one of the ones that makes the most sense to take is magnesium. Yeah, guys, good. Keep bringing questions and stuff, please. Um, one fap per week, exactly. That's a low fap, not no fap. Low frequency fapping. Um, are are you are you a man or a woman, LA Meth Witch? Because the name is, of course, female in that sense. Um, yeah, I've never been able to tell really. Theo, you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger now. Well, I appreciate that. I don't think I'm quite there, but yeah, I'm happy with my physique, and I have more gains to do. Gonna hit the bulk soon. I'll definitely do a video about how to bulk. Like, not only should you bulk, but how to. I think most people following this channel don't really have to, but I really would like to expand, do more like muscle building content, because we don't only have an obesity problem in this world, we also have an under muscle problem. Yeah, good. See, we're peaking at 10 viewers sometimes. Bring more questions, please. And send a super chat if you want to support me and the channel. Okay, Niakas Visayalis. You remember me? I'm on day 31 water festival. Feel awesome. Well, that's pretty impressive. I guess you're kind of high right now then. Feel awesome. Like, how much do you weigh? Because I guess you had some. I see funny stuff in the chat. I guess you should have had a decent amount of weight to spare you're able to do 31-day fast. Like, how long are you planning to go? How do you feel? Tell us more about your experience, because it's quite something. I don't think I'll ever do more than my 7.5-day fast that I did once. Never skip a neck day. That's right. Drink when thirsty. That's right. John Adams. I got into the mode of putting a whole lemon, some ice, water, teaspoon of electrolyte or just salt, and sometimes a teaspoon of honey. Acquired taste perhaps, but like many things, you just adapt. Like you got into the mode. Like you say, you're doing your kind of snake juice like that, or what? Sounds like a pretty good mix to me. Maybe not the best for the teeth, would be the only thing. Um, but to be honest, like if you're healthy and all that, and eat on a lower frequency and stuff, I'm not so worried about the teeth either. I've never had like a hole in my teeth ever. I guess it's a little bit genetic too. Not XCFF. I'm back with the gains after 8 months, and the kind of stoic, I call it the stoic emoji. That kind of, what are those? Is it called Easter Islands? Those statues they have there? I'm back with the gains after 8 months. You've not been training for 8 months? Why? Why? Um, mm, mm, mm. Do you lucid dream? Like, not regularly, and I don't have a practice for it now, but I was, like, even before Uncommon Sense, I had a period where I was really curious on this. I experimented with it. I have had some lucid dreams. I could tell you about them. It's it's interesting. Now, it's kind of like, because I am someone that dreams quite often, and it just happens every now and then that I kind of become aware in the dream. But it's like levels of awareness too. Like sometimes you realize you dream, but you kind of forget, or you realize and you do something, but you kind of accept something else completely illogical in the dream, something like that. But yeah, not something I like actively practice right now. Street monk. I used to be plant-based, then carnivore. Now I just eat balanced 3 times a day. I'm not feeling grounded when I'm hungry. Hmm. Yeah, well, I think a balanced approach is better. As often, the extremes are not good, at least as a permanent thing. I think the vegan diet, I don't know as much, but I know there's probably times where it could be a decent intervention diet as well. Carnivore, definitely, in many cases, but you would want to get back to eating some vegetables and fruits and that. But yeah, I do think though that the animal foods are the most important ones and the most central ones in the diet. Saturated fat, high quality protein, tons of micronutrients. Elena Twitch, I'm white guy but identify as black female. Well, that makes us two then. Keep the questions coming, guys. I'm liking this. Mativus Kidane. How to increase metabolism and increase muscle mass? Well, those kind of go hand in hand. Like just eating healthy food, sleeping enough, and getting sunlight is gonna like calories in, calories out is kind of true, but the body just uses like clean calories better. You can of course store even clean food as fat in a surplus, but the body is just gonna be more likely to use it productively. But increasing muscle mass increases metabolism. It's like the best thing, apart from just moving more, of course. And that's moving. It's not necessarily extra, like walking or whatever. But increasing muscle mass is, of course, to lift weights, apply progressive overload. Yeah, eat in a surplus, eat enough protein. Not everyone has to eat in a surplus. It depends on how adapted you are to weight training, how much gains you've done already, and how much fat, body fat you have. If you have a lot of body fat, you just need to think about getting enough protein, really. But this is, of course, when I work with clients. Like I will, according to their situation, I will figure out like, do we need to bulk? Can we kind of cut fat and build muscle at the same time? How fast can we do it? But it's really, of course, increase muscle mass, proper programming, progressive overload. Yeah, if you want to, I'm been thinking about doing this like a bigger muscle building video about my kind of approach. holistic bodybuilding, as I call it, when we don't shy away from the fact that we like to build muscle for aesthetics, that it looks good too, but there's other boxes we want to check as well, like being as athletic and mobile as possible while we build our muscle. But it's, of course, it's like the most complicated. Like when it comes to fat loss and training fitness, like when there's most room for improvement, like with little technical details, it's really with the training practice. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, yeah, you said you felt street monks. I'm not feeling grounded when I'm hungry. How do you fast so long? I feel like I'm about to faint if I don't eat my breakfast. Well, that's sort of an addiction, you know. Like you have to build it up then. Like, yeah, I never felt like I'm about to faint, but I've definitely struggled, been more sensitive to being away from food before. But it's just adapting, you know. Like how it happened for me was I tried my first 5 day fast completely. I said I just got it into my head. I want to try a fast. Discovered the snake diet during this fast. Yeah, good. More people. Bring questions. Bring questions. Send a super chat if you want to support. Um, yeah, so after my 5 day fast, I was thinking I'm just trying a fast. But then I stumble upon the snake diet and I get very curious and I try all these different fasting routines. And then I just noticed that when I went back to not fasting, I was like, two things. I can now very easily go without eating for a long time. It takes longer for me to actually get hungry. Doesn't mean that I'm not able to eat, that I don't have an appetite, but I just don't feel hunger strongly. And even when I feel hunger, it just doesn't affect me all that much. And it has made it so that I can appreciate food a lot. Like I talk about this a lot, but fasting is the fastest way to resynthesize your taste buds, scrub out the dopamine receptors connected to taste. So you literally, it's kind of like being you don't see well and you put on glasses. That's kind of what you're doing to yourself with fasting, like apart from this, that you're just it's a kind of anti-fragility thing too. Like I like to be, I see it the other way around. I don't think we're supposed to be that sensitive to being hungry. It's supposed to be kind of a hunter state. I feel focused many times with a longer fast. I will plan, so I have something like to sit down that I need to do because I can use my fasting focus for that. And many times I like to do little things when I have to focus, like on the computer, on the phone, before breaking my fast of the day. So I would say you're just so used to eating often, and if you just push, maybe you are not someone that would want to. I'm still talking to you, uh, 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 street monk. Maybe you're someone that wouldn't want to start with like a 3 day fast or something, but if you gradually build it up, push it a little bit further, you're gonna notice that it gets easier. I promise. Like eventually. Um, Not XCFF. The YouTube is not recommending your videos, bruh. What do you mean? Like literally. You just please go on with that, because you know I feel like my this channel, not necessarily shadow band, but I also feel like it's very growing so slowly, and I have people that tell me all the time, "Oh, you deserve more subscribers," and la 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 la. I know I have good value to bring here, but it's something I would really want to. I've done it the patient way, but I'm thinking of ways I can really speed up the growth of this channel now. What do you mean that they just generally don't show up, or that you kind of manually had to find the stream, or what do you mean? Um, LA Methwich. I have 3 kilo dumbbells and 7 kilo dumbbells. That's not much. Are you a skinny little, or yeah, I guess you're binging, you're eating. Are you like a skinny fat white guy that identifies as a black female? Because that's not all that much. The 3 kg dumbbells and 7 kg dumbbells. You need more. Get a pull-up bar or something. Get some rings. Get some, handles or parallettes. You can do like deeper push-ups and stuff. That would really improve your home workouts. Niekas Visagalis. It was just a time for a drastic change for me. It's my first fast too. I quit drinking, changing my attitude towards food, taking my electrolytes, going on daily walks, plenty of energy, no hunger. Yeah, I have plenty of fat to eat. Yeah, food in the fridge, as I call it. I plan on going for as long as I can. I have a fasting buddy. He was really big. He's fasting for 90 plus days already. We're both doing great. Well, I'm happy to hear that. It'll be, it sounds like you're doing great, but maybe consider taking some supplements or something at some point. Um, but that's cool. And also, if you're saying it's time for a drastic change, have a plan for what you do when you break the fast. Like not just the day, I mean, like what will your life look like after this fast? Because this is the thing I notice with humans, even when we do something extreme and for a long time, if we don't have a plan for how we want to change, we're gonna slowly, gradually go back to our default where we were before. So do have a plan with that. Um, it has a lot to do with mentality. I'm mentally there. Well, that's good to hear. Akshay, your favorite fitness YouTubers. So I don't really, because I'm someone that I've come so far with my own practice that I'm not saying that I don't have anything to learn from anyone else. I just don't spend a whole lot of time watching other, because, I have enough on my own and I will keep discovering stuff through my own training practice and just working with clients and that. But I do have a few that I really like and they're all kind of towards the natural bodybuilding side of things. So Bald Omni-Man, great channel, great guy. DM'd a little bit with him here and there. Would love to have like a live, like an interview or something with him at some point. Have Alex Leonidas, formerly Alpha Destiny, also great natural bodybuilding content. To be honest, he's not my favorite to watch, just like he's not super entertaining to me, but he has very good information. You have Jeffrey Verity Schofield. I like that guy. It's kind of similar to me in some sense. He like more just, I talk more about life in general, mental health, self-development in general like that, and he's more like a bodybuilder, natural bodybuilder guy. But he's kind of, he's very much a one-man show like that, and he has done amazing, amazing. He's probably one of the most impressive natural bodybuilders I've seen. You have Natural Hypertrophy is a good channel too. Haven't watched him much lately, to be honest, but he has a very impressive physique. But those would be a few that come to the top of my head immediately. So some Arabian name, I guess, Arabic. Ask, how tall are you now? Like I'm 30. Do you think I've been the same height for a long time? I think I'm 177 centimeters. I think that's like 5'9" and a half. Yeah, not XCFF. Make a new channel and upload your exercises and talks over there. But why though? Why? Do you think there's something wrong with this channel? Like that it's actually like shadow banned or something? LA Meth, which is snake diet. No meat. Yeah. It's easier to fast refeeding on fatty meat. TikTok to drive traffic here. Yeah, I do have a TikTok actually. Like you can go in and follow it if you're on there. There was another guy that helped me out with it. It's like at uncommonsensetheo. But yeah, I should probably get to uploading there more. It was just so very helpful when someone else like cut out the shorts and edited them from my videos. Um, and it's just costly right now. I don't think I can just hire someone. It would be great if I could trade services with someone. Someone helps with that. I help with the coaching stuff. But yeah, easier to pass refeeding on fatty meat. I mean, a street monk asked that. Um, I mean, it's not going to change how easy the fast is, right? Because you're refeeding afterwards. Um, do you mean like on an intermittent fasting routine or something? Like what I'll say is fatty meat is it's gonna be one of the most satiating foods, nutritious as well, of course, because it's gonna be high protein, obviously, it's fatty, and not with sugar, like because like carbs and fat with low protein is like the least satiating food there is. But yeah, high micronutrients also. So fatty meat is going to be something that gives you kind of a natural, without being this nice and full feeling. It's going to be one of the most like naturally satiating foods. Um, so I hope that answers your question like that. Kali Musa, LA Methwich said, I haven't watched that guy much, but I feel like that's, I don't know, he's not my favorite guy, I think. Um, not not XCFF. It's not like you are not getting success that you deserve. It's not like you. Uh, what do you mean by that? It's not like that you are not. Yeah. So are you saying I don't deserve success, or no? I guess you mean that I'm not getting the success I deserve. Well, I appreciate the sentiment if that's what you mean, but I feel like it's a little bit with I had to play into the algorithm a bit more probably. I just don't like it, you know. I would just like if I could do it very raw like this, but I probably have to adjust a little bit, maybe do nicer thumbnails, you know, maybe look at trends, just get some trending words in titles and stuff, you know, use a little spin, use something going on to talk about my stuff like that. Um, LA Methwich, another 99 Australian dollar cents. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm getting rich on this stream, guys. John Adams, tell people when I watch YouTube videos, I sometimes find myself only hitting like when I'm told to in the middle of the video. It's not that I didn't want to like it, but I literally didn't remember to. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I should. You know, but sometimes, you know, building that habit, even saying stuff like now when you can become a member of the channel and stuff like that, I find myself, I don't remember to say it all the time. I should probably start saying it earlier. I think about this often, but then when you're there and you're going to record your video, it's just gone. Maybe I should write out a little like reminder list of things that I should do in every video because I know what you mean. It's kind of funny. That's why advertising even and stuff is you feel like something. Oh, they spam it so much, all the advertising. But the thing is, even the person that's interested in whatever is advertised is gonna have to be reminded many times. So it's the same, of course, with liking, commenting, stuff like that. Please fill up on questions, guys. If you have anything more, fitness, building muscle, losing fat, fasting, mental health, self-development, confidence. Oh, I'm getting over a breakup. How do I approach girls? Whatever. Mm. You know, what I talk to clients about, it's so much stuff that I don't really bring up on the channel much. You know, relationship stuff, attachment psychology, stuff like that, you know. I just don't quite know where to start. It's so much, you know, when you have a back and forth with a person, it's a different story. But some of those things, I just don't know where to start with actually making content about. Okay, tell people to subscribe and hit the bell icon to enable all notifications. Yeah, I've seen some people put icons up on the screen as they're saying it and sound FX. Ding ding. It all helps the algorithm. Maybe it does. I don't know if that helps the algorithm, maybe it just helps people to, you know, come back and see it more. And that, you know, as an extension of that, it helps the algorithm. You know, the thing is with my kind of videos too, it's so nice sometimes that I don't have to edit them because it's just a one take of me monologuing to the camera. I guess it's a little spoiled to be like, oh, I don't want to be editing and put in a little box, but it does take more time than that. It's just so efficient, you know, had the monologue, bam, up with it. I'm still a kid, you know, old school internet. I'm nostalgic about it, like because once upon a time you wouldn't have to do these things. Also, ask questions and get people to comment their responses in the comment section. Well, I do that at the end often, but maybe I should do it faster. The algorithm will see engagement and recommend you to others. Snowball. Yeah, maybe. Link up with other popular YouTubers for some one-off discussions. Their followers will notice and subscribe to you too. Yeah, look, but it's not the easiest as a small channel. Like people are like, oh, why should I talk to you, kind of thing, you know. But I have reached out to some now. I'm waiting to hear back. But you know, you get ignored by many people, or like you get a no or even ignored when you're small because a lot of people are like, why should I do that a favor, kind of, you know, which I understand to some extent if they're pressed on time. Um, but yeah, of course, it's one of the most to not just grow through algorithm and stuff. It would be one of the fastest way to just get exposed to someone else's audience like that. Okay, bye, bro. I'm having my dinner now. Not taxi. FM. Yeah, bye, bro. So when I said saw bye bro, it just reminded me of a taxi driver. He was my like regular taxi driver in Greece, and I remember once he said, bye bye bro. Um, actually, with a bit a calorie deficit, clean eating, no junk at all, going to the gym daily, get me abs within 8 months. Like it depends. Like how much do you weigh? How what is your muscular status now? 8 months sounds like for a lot of people like it's definitely enough time. But tell me more about like what do you weigh now? How tall are you? How advanced are you when it comes to lifting weights? 'Cause, like me, I would say my starting point, I definitely got abs within less than 8 months. I was kind of skinny fat. I would say I probably had a little bit of muscle mass from some from some previous athletics when I was younger. Not Dixie. Uh, I don't. How do you say that? Less than the taxi driver. I wouldn't say so. Bye bye, bro. Clickbait titles. John Adams says, yeah. Okay, so now I'm all caught up on the chat. We've been up to, we had like 10, peaked at 10 at the same time. We had 37 different people altogether. That's cool. We've gone over an hour, actually. I feel like the stream started for real after like 20 minutes. But I'll stick around for a bit more. You see, I'm probably gonna have a phone call with someone, and I'll try to. I don't have anything else I want to do right now, so I'll just stick here, stay around here, see if you have any questions. Yeah. I love these. Yeah, all the telemarketing, phone salesmen, like the new thing is that people send you direct messages on Instagram. Like, first of all, there's so many like people that want to help you as a coach, and it's so I'm just kind of like, just get to the point. Tell me what you want to sell with me, what do you want to work with me. Like, get to the point. Don't pretend a bunch of stuff. How long have you been an entrepreneur for? You don't give a shit. Just get to the point. But also all these like, oh, hello there. We're reaching out today because we believe your passion for fitness passion aligns. Like, I'm not, I wear tank tops, so I don't have any fitness fashion. Aligns perfectly with our brand, and we would love to work with you and send you our products for free. If you're interested, please message our manager account. Like, it's always some random account that says that they're interested in working with you, and then you're supposed to reach out to there. It's like, yeah, totally buying that. Actually, thanks, man. You're definitely gonna blow up on YouTube. Yeah, well, people have said so for years. Like, I appreciate it, but the blow up, I'm waiting for that blow up. But sometimes it's like all it takes is like going viral with one little video or something. I think I need to be more controversial, do the Cole Robinson approach. Like, not necessarily, hey, fatty, but, triggering people. It's, being provocative is one of the best ways to do. Like my video I uploaded yesterday in Swedish, that was kind of the point. It's called Sluta vara tjock och svag. Stop being fat and weak. And that was kind of what I was talking about in the video. But then you need people to see it. You need the right person with a big following or something to be upset about it and share it. Bye bye, bro. Yeah, you're 5 guys left right now. Anything more? Actually, you can tell me more about your fitness status. I'll be happy to give you some input. Yeah, I made almost $2 Australian on this stream. Yeah. Is there anything you'd like me to bring up on the screen? Because I can now, actually. Like something to comment on, something to see. I've seen that in the States, they're trying to make this virus a thing again. Like, how dumb do you have to be to fall for that again? Bring the mask back. I will look up some things about that. So I googled the return of COVID, and the South Park thing came up. You just do it again. Yeah. I'm just seeing actually an article in Sweden here. New variant of the C virus has been discovered in Sweden. One fear is that it easier surpasses the immune system that many have built up. But a lot is still unknown. The way they write about it, trying to scare you so much. These variants they come up with, not Pirola. So it's really, do you understand? This is how manipulation is done, that it's not necessarily always outright lies. You just write about something as if it's such a big deal, give it scary names and stuff. And all of a sudden, it's not just a cold. It's like, no, this is like the new variant. It's the Pirola variant. Oh, we are worried that it might surpass the immune system that people built up. How worried are you? New cases. And they're still talking about taking jabs. I see. I'm so happy I didn't do it. I did consider it for a second, like just out of pragmatic things. Do a live cook along, John Adams. Post ingredients list before the day, and then everyone can do it at the same time. Everyone share the pics with your Instagram, more engagement. The thing is, it's one thing to kind of cater to the algorithm with like thumbnails and titles and stuff, but I eat so simple. I'm not a fucking cooking channel, Oh, today we're having, like, do you know what I had for lunch today, for instance? Today we're having beef patties. Yeah, I actually mixed lamb and beef into patties today. We're gonna use some salt and pepper on them. I have some potatoes. I have some white rice. Yeah, look, we're frying the patties here in olive oil. And here's a carrot. And I'm eating an apple now. That's it. So uninteresting. I'm not a cooking channel. I just am not. I can talk about nutrition, macros, suggest certain foods to eat, but I'm not the guy to like look at this fancy meal. That's just not me. Um, Street Monk, I'll take first. Have you ever been to Los Angeles or New York City? Yeah, I've been to both places actually. I was in New York, I guess 2013. It must have been with when was it? Was it over Christmas I was there? I was there with my parents and like actually a childhood friend the same age as me and his parents, and I know his family well. I don't remember all that much from that trip. It was kind of seeing some places, going up Empire State Building, seeing different parts of the city, going to restaurants. Not much more than that. I guess we saw a basketball game. I don't remember the teams now even. Los Angeles, went to, so when I was in this choir, 08, and it's a barbershop choir, and barbershop, it's not really big anywhere, but it's the biggest in the States. And so almost all international competitions, because you compete in barbershop, are held in USA. Sometimes it's been in Canada, I guess. But yeah, it was in Las Vegas then, 2014. And after that, I just went on a road trip on the West Coast with some other guys from the choir. We went to LA. I I actually met my I met my ex-girlfriend from when I was 12 years old there, and she and I get along very well. I actually met her. She lives there now. and she was visiting here, and I met her. I don't know, it's nothing going on. Like we were a couple when we were 12, as I said, but just someone I've gotten along with very well always. Like it can be years when we don't talk. I meet her. I remember I was a very different person back then. All right, so I just remember smoking a whole lot of weed and drinking, going to like home parties, and like everyone in LA, everyone is trying to make it somehow. Like, yeah, I'm an actor, yeah, I'm a singer, I'm an artist, stuff like this. um, uh, Show us your fridge. Inside it, no, the thing is, there's nothing to I can tell you what's in there, but the thing is also with this webcam, it's so sensitive that I'm afraid that if I move this computer right now, I'm gonna plug it, and we're gonna be screwed with the stream. I can go and tell you what I have in a bit, but it's not much stuff. Because I buy something, like, I go to the gym every day, and most of the time I pick up whatever is missing on my way back from the gym. And sometimes I order meat in bulk from a butcher. Um, mm, I'm 75 kilos with decent muscle mass, stubborn belly fat, 5 feet 10. I want to get abs without losing my muscle. Like this with losing muscle is just something that no one that feels they have too much fat on their body needs to worry about losing muscle. It's like difficult. It's like I don't know where this fear came from, that people are so afraid of losing muscle. Like naturally gained muscle, it's stubborn. It's more stubborn than the fat. If you eat protein and you keep training, you're gonna have to cut down very low, and for it to be affected, unless you just start training less or something. Um, but someone like you, it's hard to tell exactly. You're 75 kilo, 5 feet 10. It sounds, and you say you don't look like you don't lift. Well, you're someone that, like, it depends sometimes, because of course I don't know your body composition completely. Like, if you give me some numbers on your lifts, like bench press, squat, deadlift, what weight you do for some reps and stuff, then I get an idea of your body composition, you know. But because sometimes, like for myself, I know that when I started this, I cut down to like 71, 72 kilos, and then I had abs, but not super defined, like not like I have now. See, pretty good still here. But I had abs, but I wanted to get like more ripped, but I just found it very difficult then. And then when I went on a bulk, like not a big bulk, but probably put on like, maybe I went up to almost 80 kilos or something. And then when I cut down to maybe 75 or something again, I was leaner. Like, because it's easier to get leaner when you have more muscle mass, because it eats up more energy, right? So sometimes for someone like you, it could be like the patient approach of like bulking, but on a small surplus then, and then cut. But also, depending, again, if you give me some stats on your lifts, but for someone like you could maybe even recomp with like smart programming, smashing your workouts, eating well, around maintenance with high protein. You could actually put on some muscle and lose fat, maybe. But this is, of course, stuff that I optimize when I coach people. It's much easier when you're like plugged in and you can get updates from the person, all that. Um, yeah, yeah. And you said like, I'm actually confused whether to cut or bulk, because when I cut, I look like I don't lift. Yeah, that would tell me a bit about your stats in the gym if you're still around. Street Monk, would you want to live in New York City or Los Angeles? Is it cool like it's portrayed in the movies? Like, where are you from, Street Monk? Like, are you from the States, but you never been to those places, or you're from somewhere else? I would not want to live in any of those places. Cool, like in the movies. Like, no. Like, like shitty places, like robot people there, NPC people. I mean, I guess Los Angeles probably was pretty nice at some point, maybe New York as well, but no, 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 no. Like, I don't want to live in a big city at all eventually. Like, of course, I am from Stockholm. I'm brought up here. There are aspects I like. and that. But I'd really more in the future when I settle down with a family or something. I'd like to live like on the countryside, or you know, at least outside the city. It could be decent to not be too far away from a city, so you have the option to go there. But no, like cool. Like I guess I thought Los Angeles was cool when I was 21, and this kind of nihilist guy that liked to just party and hook up with girls and smoke weed and get shit-faced drunk. But no, for someone like myself now, no, not so cool. But okay, I'm not gonna show the fridge again because of the camera. I can see what I have in here. You know, I have a whole bunch of orange juice because my favorite one is on a low price on like you know with the pulp and that. And I drink one of these like 3 days. It lasts me. It's on a good price, so I just stock up on it right now. I have some like low pasteurized milk because raw milk is illegal to sell here. Crazy enough, you know. At least there is the one is like minimally processed. I have some kefir here. I have butter. I have some lingonberries. I have ground beef. I have Greek yogurt, carrots, 15 eggs. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I have some whey protein powder here. I do have some honey. That's it right now. I mean, oh yeah, I have big bag of carob, if you've ever heard of that. Like carob powder. It's like they describe it as an alternative to chocolate, but I don't really view it like that. It's basically a starchy carb from a plant that's, you know, it's high carb, there's no gluten, it's filled with a bunch of micronutrients. So I use it in my kind of yogurt protein thing that I do. I think, I mean, okay, yeah, I have some cocoa flakes here. I have walnuts. I have white rice, not so interesting to see. I have these rice puffs. I like these um, for something like a yogurt thing. When you want just some texture, but they're not that high in calories, it's just a little bit of carbs, you know. But yeah, I think that's all the food I have. Okay, street monk. I'm from Russia, St. Petersburg, and when I was little, I used to be amazed by New York City. I watched it in the movies like Leon. I was so impressed. Was some time I've just seen Leon once. I remember it's a good movie. Yeah, I really like that your fridge has upper shelves like that. Very cool design. I mean, that's standard though, right? I mean, I don't know many other fridges like that. Maybe in Russia. No, I've been to Russia again with the choir. I've been in Moscow 3 times actually. I enjoyed my time there. It's kind of a special thing because we were invited to this festival, Moscow Easter Festival. So it's very arranged, and it was kind of funny because it's pretty much the same trip. I mean, we went 3 times. It was like the same hotel, uh, not all the same concerts, but the last main concert, the same one in the Tchaikovsky concert hall. Um, yeah, I went to Kreml once, saw stuff there. Yeah. So yeah, you know, it's a certain view you get. Like everything I saw was good. All the people I met was nice. Something interesting in Moscow, I feel like you could see like a big building that's really nice, a really fancy building, like wall to wall with a building that's completely like just shit, like basically abandoned, like broken building. Interesting contrast there. Here are some guys that are hanging around. I mean, I'll be here for a while more, but it's much more interesting when you talk to me. I would so much love to have these streams with just more viewers. It would be so much fun. I could see myself doing this every day in a situation like that. I should probably try just doing at different times and stuff. See when people show up. Like when the most people show up. Actually 40. It's interesting how many people come and go. It's actually 40 people in total that has watched. We're 5 right now. We peaked at 10 at the same time. What's this? Huh. I added something to the stream that I can't even translate. Don't know what it means. How are you guys? What are you gonna do this weekend? I actually have some Australian relatives visiting. They're off doing some other things today, but tomorrow gonna have some kind of dinner. They're fat. I don't know them so well, but they're nice people. But they found us here somehow and connected with us. I met them before. Aussies are nice. Like I think he left, but LA Methwich, with a generous person here, almost 2 entire Australian dollars donated. You can become a member of the channel now, guys, if you want to support with a little bit monthly. Yeah, and the super chat, of course. Street Monk, by the way, St. Petersburg is a pretty big city, so we have a lot of robotic people too. Yeah, of course, it is a big city problem. You see that it's the kind of same thing in all countries. Like, of course, all countries will have their own culture and stuff, but it's in the cities when people are more like just NPC like, where all this shit that's like wrong in the. I was gonna say the West. Of course, I guess Russia don't count as the West, but you know, um, I guess it's probably the same kinds of things you're not so happy with in like the big cities and stuff. Political correctness stuff, feminism stuff. Uh, yeah, people being degenerates, nihilists, partying, hooking up, all that bullshit. That's the kind of content also I could see myself doing more, just commenting, things like that. Like we're living in such crazy times on many levels. Like how normal it is with people that think they're another gender or something, or have made up some new gender. People that want to deny, like not completely, most people realize there are some differences between men and women, but kind of, you know, that it's bad, kind of eliminate it. All this shit. Street wrong. Everything you have in the West already came here, although less gay. Lol. Yeah, kind of my impression. Yeah. Yeah, the West is pretty damn gay these days. John Adams, possibly not many people from UK as Friday during working hours. They finished mostly 50 minutes ago, but will be straight down the pub. Lol. Yeah. Yeah. No, but it's the same in Sweden. Like I would guess some people have came home from work a little bit ago, gonna have dinner somewhere now. But of course, a lot of people go out on weekends too, and that. I have no idea. Unfortunately, probably one of the best times for me to stream would probably be later, and I don't really want to because I don't like being up too late. Hmm. Oh, friend reached out. Entrepreneur guy lives in Budapest right now. Yeah, it's kind of dead now, guys. And I don't really have any cool story that comes to mind right now. So maybe I'm gonna end the stream. I can show you my new toy. I'll see how good I'm at handling it now, because I trained a hard push workout yesterday, a hard pull workout today. But I got one of these mace belts. What are these? See, put it so I can see the camera. The nice, I had the club, but it got stolen. What is it again? That. Oh. Yeah, shouldn't do too much for that right now, I feel. Sore on the front, about to be sore on the back. I would have done more streams outside and stuff. I did quite a few of those when I was training the outside gym last summer, but this summer has just been so shitty. I think in the UK too, right, John? 'Cause I had a client there, but it's just been raining and cloudy almost every day. Yesterday was a little bit of sun. Now the clouds are almost gone, but it's in the evening. Cheers for the chat. Well, cheers yourself, mate. Yeah, it's as good as that now. Yeah, you know what, guys? We're checking out for today. But thank you. I was happy with this. If you see this afterwards, if you saw the whole thing, please let me know when is good time for you. What would you like to see more of? Stuff like that. Over and out, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you later. Peace.